ago, in a province, a beautiful castle was there. A fantastic beach was spreading below, and it overlooked islands laying here and there, and fishermen were singing their big catching of fish. To the other opposite, there went forests and fields. Farmers were sweating, scattering, and reaping. All laugh, all happy. The lord of the castle was full of grace and love. He loved his people, and they admired their lord. Neighboring countries showed him respect. Their lords came up to him for get counsel. The king begat a son, the heir. He was the very image of his father, of mercy, love, pure, and bright. He loved and respected his father. The trust of his father to him was special. When he grew up to the age of his majority, retainers started to say his marriage. Many daughters from good families were named, but another woman was in his heart. She was a daughter of an old fisherman. He saw her on the day of an annual sea festival when he attended with his father and retainers. He knew she was living in a cabin on the shore with her old parents. Beautiful eyes and bending hairs, and lovely walking appearance. He fell in love with her at first sight. After that day, he took off his garment of prince. He became the common people in humble clothes, more humble than ordinary. He tried to catch her mind, but she gave no interest in him. To her eyes, who knew herself of beauty, he was no form or comeliness. She ignored him the most she could. She was loving another man, a son of a big store of the town. He was good-looking and rich. He was charmed with all of the girls of the town. Friends of the prince, seeing him afar, repeatedly commended him, "Show yourself if you wish to get her." But he did not give up his pure hope to get her heart with his humble appearance. With his anonymous favor, the surrounding of her father's cabin was improved. The road to the downtown was clearly maintained. One day, when the winter was ending, peoples began to feel small earthquakes every day. The top of the mount that had never smoked in more than 100 years gave up its bearing. The Lord opened an emergency meeting. The experts brought their opinions together in haste. The conclusion was, the catastrophic earthquake is coming soon, accompanying big tsunami. The king distributed his order. His peoples be prepared. The coming disaster. That midnight, the prince, who worried about her, visited her cabin. No light from the windows. It was enveloped in a silent darkness. No signs they prepared were seen. Maybe for her parents were too old, or they expected the great earthquake will not come as it had done. He took out a letter from his bosom and put it on her dark window. It was hot as his love to her. The letter read, "My beloved, please prepare to the great earthquake. It is coming soon. When it came, hurry up to the castle. It is my castle and yours. When you and your family come to the gate, say my name. I have said about you to the gatekeepers. Your place is prepared. You can live there forever. From the heir of the castle, who loves you to the end. The preparation of the country for the coming disaster seemed smooth. An officer who concerned over the fisherman's cabin, standing along shore, finished his last visit for reminding call yesterday. And at the next dawn, when the sky was still dark, it came. More than any earthquakes peoples had ever experienced. Violent waving of the land continued longer than anyone could count how. Screaming were heard from the direction of the town. She was awakened. She went out to see what was happening. Land was keeping undulating. The sea was making strange swelling she never had seen. She was scared. She looked to the direction, to the town. The guy who swore her his love would surely come. He had used to say he will rush to her when she is in need. But no appearance of him. At the time, the sound of the sea changed and the water began to recede to offshore. And from there, still dark, she saw a silent war was coming near. From the hills, people were shouting, "Tsunami! Tsunami is coming! Run away!" The war was no more silent. It turned her father's fishing boat against her. She was struck and lost her conscience. Till to the morning, the town was destroyed completely. No, it disappeared. Humans' preparation had no power to stand against nature. All the nation was thrown into chaos. In that chaos, an enigmatic thing was happened in the castle. A couple of old men and their daughter in white garments of the prince was sitting at the gate of the castle, but no the prince in the castle. All inhabitants of the castle went out to seek him, and at last was found dead near her cabin that did not remain any of its previous shape. A heavy blunt scar on his head and a bleeding hole on his side. His body was moved into the castle. He was carried to in front of his father. The grace was on his face, and the love on his father's face. People seeing this scene were rapt by something mysterious glory. All the peoples of the country crowded around the two and shouted, "Glory to you, Father and Son, love and grace forever." When the land was moving harshly, he who was anxious about her could not keep standing waiting them. The sound of the tsunami was hearing near. He dashed down to the cabin. The three were still there. He caught the drifting fishing boat and let them ride in. He began to row. The boat was swept away into the land where the tsunami wished to go. When the entrance up to the castle was seen there, the boat did not want to go more. He got down from the boat and began to push it. She and her parents scarcely reached to the land But at the time, the water began to go back to the sea with grasping his feet. No power was remained in him to resist. All he could do was looking at her departing far and far. Thank you, everybody, for your hearing to the last. May I have a question? In this story, the lord of the castle is our heavenly God, the begotten Son. The heir is the Savior, Jesus Christ. And who is the woman who the prince loved with his whole life? Yes, you know, the answer is we.